Hey there, welcome to day 21 of our Let's Grow annual challenge. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here today. And I mentioned yesterday, and we're going to do it again today, is test out our proposed grow process or growth process. Not sure what to call it yet. Right now we started looking at yesterday, the 7-step proposed goal process. I say proposed because I want to work through it a few more times. So today I've worked through and shared in guide 2 of the Let's Grow annual challenge private Facebook group 2 examples. One, Kyle, and I think we did physical and financial goals or growth in those 2 areas. And then for Sarah, we did relationship and contribution goals. I just picked a couple randomly and said, okay, let's create and go through this 7-step process with those particular growth areas in mind. Because I wanted to test out a couple of different areas of the life framework. I did it for myself and I'm like, okay, it works, but is it exactly what we want going forward? Is it exactly the growth framework, the growth process I want to use and you want to use going forward through the rest of the challenge? Because what we're going to do is we're going to pick a process this month and then we're going to go through it every month this year to install it in our subconscious, to get really comfortable with it so it becomes second nature, like a habit or a ritual or something we just do automatically and don't have to specifically think through each of the steps. Done that with a couple of different frameworks and a lot of different frameworks and things in my life, because it makes things so much simpler and easier than having to start from scratch or treat each situation like it's a brand new thing that we've never experienced before. Because if you're a certain age, you've experienced things before and you've done things that have worked really, really well for you, which is your process. You've done things that didn't work out and give you the results that you want. So we're trying to hedge our bets and make sure that more often than not, we automatically do the things that are right for us. So the process again is, number 1, set clear goals. Decide what is it that you want. What area is it that you want to grow in? Step 2, assess your current situation. What's going on right now? What is? Because remember, what is in our life right now showing up as results is just the culmination of all of the actions and thoughts and beliefs and feelings and experiences we've had in the past showing up right now as a result in each or the different areas and aspects of our life. So it is what it is, but that's our starting point to get from where we are to the first step, where we want to be. Step 3, action plans. Got to have a plan to start filling that gap between where we are and where we want to be. Step 4, continuous learning. We are always going to be learning. Why? Because learning is growing, getting more information, and not just getting more information, but understanding and assimilating that information and figuring out what it means to us. So we're going to have continuous learning and continuous improvement in my mind as step 4. Step 5, regular reflection and thinking about how things are going. How are we growing? Because so often we just do things and take action and keep moving, keep our feet running through our lives. Ever done that? And we're not necessarily getting the results we want, but we're not stopping long enough to take a deep breath and pay attention to what's actually happening. We just keep doing more of the same, whether it's working or not. So we want to have regular reflection times where we stop, take a deep breath, and look at what's going on in our life and what's happening and decide if we need to make a change or not, which is step 6, adaptability and resilience. If something isn't working, we're not going to keep banging our head against that wall, wondering why we're not getting the results we want. We're going to go back, reflect, and think about what's a different plan, what's a different action we can take in order to move us forward and grow in this area or aspect of our life. And again, resilience, because guess what? Everything is never going to work out exactly the way we planned the first time. We're going to have to do different iterations and adapt and change and try different things, right? In order to grow and get what we want. One of the biggest things about growth is getting uncomfortable and stepping out of our comfort zone. We're going to talk about that a lot this year because it is the only place that we grow, right? We don't grow when we're doing the same things over and over and over again. So maybe coming up with the same process that we use every month isn't the best idea. Let me know if you think that too. Hey, we shouldn't use the same process every month because it doesn't allow us to grow. First time I thought about that. And then finally, step 7 is collaboration and seek support. So what do you need for support and help and accountability and people to bounce ideas off of, etc.? Think about that. Now, a question for you today is, as you work through another example of this and test this process out, think about Is this the right number of steps? Is this the right order for the steps? Do we want to eliminate some steps or do we need to add some steps? Maybe collaboration and support should be separate steps. Maybe adaptability and resilience should be separate steps. Maybe there's one word that we can use that says to us accountability and resilience in one word, because that would be easier for me to remember. I like to have one word that I can think of for each step. So for example, number one, instead of it being goals, I have it be, what do you want? What's your desired state? Second, current state. Third, action plan. Fourth, CL, continuous learning or continuous improvement. 5, reflection. And then 6, adaptability and resilience. Is there a word that covers both those? And then collaboration and support. Is there a word? Does collaboration and support, are those the same thing? I don't know. I'm looking for feedback on this so that we can keep it simple and figure out if this is the process we want to use going forward. That's it. That's our action item today. I shared a couple of stories, like I said, Kyle and Sarah's stories in Guide 2. You can look those up and just read through them. It just quick and dirty look at the different steps as a process. And I'm going to go through it again today and say, okay, does this feel right or is it still clunky? Because we want a smooth process. It feels good for us, not a clunky one. All right. Have an awesome day. If I can help in any way, hit me up. Otherwise, I'll be with you tomorrow.